What up, y'all? Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to another edition of the Brothers of Legacy. I am your man with the plan, Mr. A.D. Walker. I appreciate you guys rocking here with me. Today, we're talking about not being weighted down by your past. Blessings. Good morning, sports car lady. Good morning, which is Cheryl. Good morning, Deborah. Happy Wednesday to you as well. Blessings to you, Lisa, and thank you for sharing. So make sure you share. Sharing is caring, as well as make sure you are on the text link. Text LWN to 84576. Join our community. Text LWN to 84576, and you'll never, ever, ever, never, ever miss an episode. So make sure you're a part. You're doing your thing. You're being a part of this. So listen, it's gonna be just me today. My brother's working and handling business. I thought I'm gonna have somebody else in the building, but it's just gonna be me. Anywho, I got a lot to say today. I got a lot to talk about. Honestly, I had another topic, but I got like a message and it kind of threw me. And then I was like, let me bring it to you guys. Because the ladies kind of talked about this last night, and the past shaping your future, not being held back. And it's crazy, right? So you have I do broadcasts, and my wife does her Sisters of Legacy, and Purposeful Forever. So we talk about a lot of topics. And the thing is, hey, Mama McCory, the thing is, I try not to, we talk, when we talk about topics, I make sure, because I've done it once, we talk about a topic and it's for Sisters of Legacy and end up talking about Brothers of Legacy. And then, my wife's like, hey, you still the topics. And I was like, oh. So I always try to make sure, I know where topics are going. So I'm grateful that she's honestly, her broadcast inspired today, as well as seeing something that just inspired me to want to talk about it. So make sure you're sharing. Make sure you're joining the community. Text LWN to 84576. Make sure you're purchasing Brothers of the Legacy gear, BOL apparel. Go to www.brothersoflegacy.com. Go to www.brothersoflegacy.com, as well as I want you to be a member and partner with us. So hit the top to join. The apparel is in the link. It says BOL. So do that as well. So make sure you're a part of all that. And listen, I need you to share, and tag somebody that's held back, that you think, Leo, you need to listen to this. That's held back by other people's opinions. That's held back by situations that's happened. So today we're talking about not being weighted down by your past. And I'm going to vent some, so you just going to have to bear with me. But yeah, we're going to have a great conversation today. And it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good because I'm fired up. I'm fired up. All right, so I appreciate you guys being here. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. I appreciate you guys always supporting and pushing me and doing all the things that it takes. I appreciate it because I don't take it for granted. Like I said, there are a million things that you could be watching right now, but you are rocking with the brothers or just the brother of Legacy. I appreciate it, and let's see. Let's do this, spliggity splow, and we'll be right back.
All right. Good morning. And welcome to another edition of the Brothers of Legacy.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Welcome back. Welcome back. So listen, like I said, make sure you share, make sure you tag. We're gonna get into this thing. And what I want some conversation if you can. Because it's funny, because I was listening to my wife's broadcast and we was playing cards with the kids. So I was kind of like listening and playing at the same time. So I understand if you're doing something else while you're listening to the broadcast. But if you just kind of sitting and chilling, make sure you put a comment in, make sure you let me know what's going on, how you feeling, what you like, what you don't like, and if you agree with what I'm saying. And I'm talking fast because I'm fired up. All right, so today I want to talk about not being weighed down by your past, right? Or not letting things of the past discourage you, not letting the things of the past keep you from growing, I got an inbox today, and someone that had connection with, kind of semi-business wise live stream, because most of my connections are from social media, like real talk, like probably about 100% of all of my business transactions online and everything I've done business wise has been online. So everybody I've connected with has been through social media, and mainly started with Periscope. And so there was a situation, and that we didn't agree upon. And she inboxed me today, thinking that I'm still holding a grudge. And the thing about me, if anybody knows me, there are only 3 people in the world that can get under my skin in less than 20 seconds. That I've allowed that close to me to get under my skin in less than 20 seconds. That is my wife and my 2 children. That's it. Everybody else, I could throw the fence up, and whatever comes, I'm like Teflon Don. It doesn't stick to me like that, because that's not my personality. That's just not who I am. Like when a relationship is done, business wise, it's done. We're just done. Like I don't hold grudges. And just as a caveat, this is not any of my brothers that have been on this show. None of them. Zero. Zip. I just want to make that clear before people start getting messy. Guess what you said about you? No, zero. None of them. It's someone else that was connected with another group I've had some years ago. Man, years. But yeah, so it's crazy how people hold grudges or people hold things in the past, and it keeps them from growing. So today I want to kind of talk about some of the ways that it happened and some of the things you can do to kind of let go of that stuff, because it hinders you. You feel like, for one, you don't want to do something again when you've been hurt, right? Like if you're part of a group, never be a part of another group because I've been hurt. Like I don't want to do this again because I've been disappointed. And this last night they talk about not getting into relationships because I've been disappointed. But we have to be able to take the risk again. And I get it. Once you're hurt, once you've gone through the process of someone disappointing you, a group disappointing you, or you going through some issues, even in a business, you have to be able to find a way to get past it, right? And you take what happened, right? And you compartmentalize it, or you realize, okay, what factors led up to this bad relationship? What factors led up to this business going down? What factors led up to this relationship between them and me to not work, or this group to not work? And realize, okay, what was it that I wasn't mindful of when this event happened? What warning signs did I not see? And then sometimes you don't see them. You don't see them. Someone can fake the funk until they're not. And then the moment that the mask come off, everything crashes. And you're like, where did that person come from? And they've been there the whole time. They just was fronting until their opportunity to get whatever they're going to get. So you cannot let old associations that go bad keep you from building better associations going forward. That makes sense? You can't let old associations that go bad keep you from creating new associations going forward. And I'm gonna keep it real in my community. A lot of people get disgruntled with black people. It's like every time I deal with black people, this such as that. It's not every black person. You just picking the wrong people. You pick it from the same space, same spot, getting the same personalities. That's what you're doing. Same space, same spot, same personalities. Instead of reaching out into different areas, because there's many ranges of people. Sometimes with how you gonna, if you're constantly taking from the same space that has the same mindset, if you're going into the hood trying to get deals, you're gonna get hood results. Can we keep it real? So you got to start changing your mindset, changing how you interact. So whatever went wrong, right? Whatever didn't go right or the way you wanted to go, then you have to evaluate, how could I get a better outcome? What do I need to do differently going into this relationship, going into this group, going into this business venture that will increase my chances of success, right? And we cannot and we should not ever, 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 ever get stuck. Because it's so easy to get stuck and like, I would never do this again. Never, ever. Because you get stuck. And I get it. Because it's so easy just not to do it any longer. It's so easy just not to try. Oh, I appreciate it, Mark. Appreciate you for being here. It's so easy to hold a grudge. Oh, why hold a grudge, man? Let it go. Let it go. And sometimes you think, I'm not holding a grudge. But you have to ask yourself, if it's a person's name or a situation, if it's ever said and your whole countenance change, you're still holding on to that. If I say, talk to Bob Jones, no, I talk to Bob Jones. You're still holding on to that. How do you get unstuck? You can't. No, I'm just playing. So to me, the way to get unstuck, and this is AD's version, the push it, the grow it, the motivator. The way to get unstuck is you have to be able to see opportunity, right? If it's a space where it's a particular business, or let's just say business, right? You have to be able to see it from a different angle. And like I said, be realistic about how something went wrong, right? Because it can't be a blatant everybody. It's all things and everybody, and I can't do it. It's not. It's you made a specific decision in a specific place over a specific business. Oh, wait. Let me do this. In a specific business, a specific place. I'm sorry, I started hearing voices coming out of my headphone. In a specific place in order for you to move forward. So you have to, like I said, you take the issue, you kind of compartmentalize it. You say, boom, boom, boom. This is some of the decision I made that made this go wrong. Boom, boom, boom. This is kind of what happened in the relationship. They were this way, I was this way. They did this, I did this. You have to do an evaluation of what happened and not, as they say, throw out the baby with the bathwater, and just kind of see how you can do this thing different. And then you got to take a risk, right? And let me talk to my church people. You have to step out on faith. If you get rid of the fear. Get rid of the fear. Yes, indeed. Just like my man Kid says, shake the fear. Because now the thing is, right? You're not scared of something until something happens. Now you're afraid, right? Like say you're walking down your steps, right? The first time that you step on a step and boom, 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 you trip over. Now you're concerned every time you go down those steps, unless it get fixed. Now you're afraid, right? So it's like, am I never gonna go outside again? Or am I gonna take the chance and step over the steps, step on the step lightly? We have this mindset like you realize like scary movies have messed us up. Like people, someone put this post up. they showed the bathroom with the shower curtain closed, and they said, 15 years ago, scared, and they said 15 years later, still a little bit nervous, because now we've seen a movie where if someone opened it up and now you got this thing in your head. Because stop it, everybody got it. When you're younger or even when you're older, it's definitely fixed. Don't do that. Don't do that. I got it. See, now you put my business out there. So when we are, like I said, these things are put into our head. A lot of times you're not scared of something until something goes wrong. You're not afraid of something. They're things that you've probably done 1,000 times. Right. Fear and faith don't mix. Right. Now, of course, there's the healthy fear, which helps you get concern and safety and watching out. But if you really want your life to be more, really, Sam? Right, we're gonna figure out who Gary is. You need to watch Sister Legacy to know what we're talking about. But faith and fear don't mix. So you have to be willing to just to step out, even when you're scared, when it's gone wrong the other time. If you really believe that God is who He says He is, and you know God who He is, who God is, and you're walking this thing out. If you're really walking this thing out, and He's pushing you in this particular direction, then we have to make that move. We have to make that move. Do it right. You got to just do it scared. Do it scared. Because please don't listen to people that say you'll know when you're super confident. That's a lie, Craig. That's a lie. We're to say that's a lie from the pit. Because you're never gonna be 100% confident. I don't care what people say. You're never gonna be 100% confident. There's always gonna be a little bit of I don't care how much things line up for you to make a particular move. There's always gonna be some fear. There's gonna be some fear, because it's always the what if, but you have to just, it's taking that leap of faith, taking that jump, doing things that are out of what you normally do. It's easy to do the things that that work. It's easy to do those things. But stepping into a space that you have no idea what's going to happen, you'll get scared. And then, like I said, if you've been there, let's talk about the weighted down by the past. If you've been there, or if you've been with somebody that's been there, I'll never do that again. You're always going to be stuck. You're always going to be stuck in a space where you don't try things. And that's, honestly, that is like the worst, when people are stuck in a space where they try nothing outside of what they ordinarily do. They're stuck. I'm not ever taking a position. I'm not ever going to do that. I'm never going to build extra relationships. Was it us four and no more? It's four of us in this house. Us four, no more. That is not life. That's not living abundantly. That's not living on faith. There's no growth there. There's no development there. You're not getting better. You're just stuck. I don't care how many books you read, how many things you learn. If you're not connecting with people, you're stuck. You're stuck. We have to get out of that. And then, stop. Don't find excuses not to do things. Oh, I see something out, and run back into your house. Every time something happens, oh, I'm running back into the house. You got to move forward, unless there's glaring things, bleep, bleep, red light, you should move forward. You can't get so picky because something goes wrong. And I think that's the other thing I need to make sure I share. Like I said, you compartmentalize, you figure out what went wrong. But as you move forward, you can't get picky about everything. You can't get picky. You can't get picky about things that go wrong. You can't get picky about the little bit. Oh, I see what it looks like is about to happen again. You can't get picky. You just gotta take the leap, take the chance, and move forward, and pray for the best. Hope and pray for the best. And sometimes it'll work out, sometimes it won't. But you'll learn something from it. You just gotta take the leap. Hey, and This time this fall won't hurt as bad because you are preparing yourself just in case. If it goes bad, it goes bad. It's all good. But you got to take those chances. And I know it's fearful. I know the first time it hurts. The first time tumbling down those steps hurts. But you have to be able to take that leap, take that jump. Not sit in the same space that you've always sat in. Not sit open and wondering and thinking and and you can't, was it analysis paralysis? You analyze it so much you can't move. Analyze it so much you can't move. That's ridiculous. You got, and because that's the other thing. So there's the ones that don't want to do it because of things that happened in the past. There's the ones that want to nitpick and come up with a reason not to move forward. Then there's those that are trying to get it perfectly right before I move forward. It's not going to happen. You're not going to have every single duck in a row that you mitigate all risk. It's not going to happen. Sorry, not. It's not going to happen because as much as you might analyze, as much as you might write down the plan, okay, today I'm going to do this at 1 o'clock. At 2 o'clock, I'm going to do this. At 3 o'clock, it's never going to be a perfect plan, and you're never going to go anywhere. It's funny with live streaming. People's like, I'm going to create my page, and I'm going to create the business name, and I'm going to create this full plan and content for the year. You never going to get started. Never going to get started. Right. It starts in your head. What you tell yourself, how to speak to yourself matters. Don't lie to you. Right. And don't excuse your own behavior. Right, Sam. It starts in your head. It starts in your head. It starts in your head. Most of, a lot of, all of it. All of what you don't do is because of your head. Because of what you're thinking. You create the roadblocks that keep you from doing something better, doing something greater. You're the one. You it. Because it's out there. You just got to make the move. But we start talking to ourselves. Oh, nobody cares. Nobody's going to be there. Nobody's going to listen. No one's going to buy. No one's going to do, you talk yourself out of so much. Think about how many things you've talked yourself out of. You got hyped up. Boom, I'm going to do this thing. I'm going in. Go and do this thing. But then somewhere you said, well, you start talking yourself into doubt. Right? You ever done that? It said, right. It says, words have power. He said, I can't do this, so you don't. Right. Right. This won't work out, and it doesn't. Right. Right. That's what you start talking in your head. I can't do this. I can't do this. This won't work out. This would never happen. This would never succeed. This would never be what I imagined it to be. Because you ever in a space like you're either at work, because that's where inspiration really strikes. When you're at work, like, oh, I gotta think of something. And you have these huge ideas. Oh yeah, when I get home, oh yeah, it's going down. I'm doing this. Yeah. Then you get home and you're like, well, do I have time? Can I do this? Do I want to do this? Can I really succeed? Remember last time I tried this? And you talk yourself right out of it. And now you're back at work with the same idea. Hyped up, get home, and nothing happens. Been there. Because I was like, yeah, when I get home, because work is like, I gotta find another thing. I gotta find my way out of this thing. Yeah, I got it in my head while I'm walking the floor. Yeah, I got it. While I'm at the desk, yeah, I got it. But when I get home, boom, reality or your reality hits. Can I afford this thing? Can I really do this thing? Can I? And honestly, we talk ourselves out of stuff, especially those that are married, before we speak to our spouse about it. We talk ourselves out of it. We talk ourselves out of it. We talk ourselves out of it. And then sometimes, we start having the conversation that we're having with our spouse, thinking what our spouse will say back to us. And that's even worse. Because now you have someone co-signing that's not really co-signing. And hold on. But wait, there's more. What up, E? Good morning. But wait, there's more. We not only do that, then because of the conversation, the fake conversation that we're having with our spouse, we blame our spouse for holding us back. Right. As a man thinketh, so is he. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. We start blaming our spouse for holding us back. You held me back. I didn't even say nothing to you. I didn't do nothing. I didn't keep you from doing nothing. You never said that. You never said you wanted to do that. You never said you wanted to be part of that. You never said you wanted to try that. You never said. You never said. You never said. You never said. You had this whole conversation every time you thought about it. Every time. Every time. Every time. And he or she would be like, I had your back. I'm like, I would love you to try whatever, this, that, and the third. But you don't say anything. You allow these things just to build up in your head, build up in your heart, and never talk about it. And never have the conversation because you talked yourself out of it and you allowed your spouse to talk yourself out of it that's in your head and never saying it out loud. You know, and I get like you've had the conversation because let's go back to the past. You know, I didn't bring it up because last time I brought such and such up, you said such and such, right? And then she will say, I only said that because you were kind of flaky with his idea. That's it. You know. Right. Wait, is that what I did? Right. 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 You was flaky with the idea. But this right here, if you would have told me, that's solid. I had your back on it. Have the conversation. Have the conversation. Like that's your ride or die. That's your for life. Have the conversation because trust me, my spouse, my wife, my awesome Samantha, like, you know, there are moments and she's like, stop thinking about that. Let's go. You know, don't get stuck. Let's go. You know, because I have my stuck moments. You're like, come on, let's go. You know, and I talk it out. Wasted opportunity. Right. Wasted opportunities due to fear. Wasted opportunities due to fear. I'm gonna leave it up there for a minute so everyone that's coming in can see it. And right now, listen, right now, what I need you to do, a couple of things. One, I need you to make sure you share this broadcast to everybody, everywhere, around the world. Gotta say it like that, around the world. And I need you to tag somebody that should be in this conversation. Tag somebody that should be in this conversation. Inbox them, as well as if you've not already joined the community, join our community. Text LWN to 84576. Text LWN to 84576. Be a part of that. Right. Walk a strong, kid. It's a real talk to him. So yeah, I'm wasted fear, wasted opportunity. So text LWN to 84576. You can do it now. Come on back. You know, I kind of reiterate everything I talk about. Join our community. Text LWN to 84576. Let's say I do the share and tag, and make sure you go order BOL apparel as well as be a partner and member. Go to www.brothersoflegacy.com, brothersoflegacy.com. You'll see our podcast. You'll see the Sisters of Legacy podcast. You get an opportunity, or video, YouTube. You get an opportunity to know what's happening on both ends. This young lady here, part of Sisters of Legacy. Be a part of that as well. And be a partner with us. We're going to start doing some things local, coming real soon. So make sure you're partnered up with us because we want you to be a part of the Brothers of Legacy real life growth, not just a broadcast. We're going to be taking our message to the streets, changing lives, and giving our men, equipping them to be leaders in their communities. All right, so hold on. We'll be right back after this. Bam! Gotta get the shirt. Gotta get the shirt. Gotta get the shirt. All right. Don't want to miss that shit. All right. So make sure, listen, make sure you share, tag somebody. So listen, one of the things I really just want you to know today is to, not, and you probably hear this cliched a whole lot, but not let your past dictate your future. Not let the past dictate your future. I appreciate that, Miss Yvonne. Not let the past dictate your future. Let it be a learning opportunity. Let it be an opportunity to grow. Let it be one of the wisdom-like moments. But don't let the past keep you from growing. Don't let the past keep you from growing. Don't let people from your past keep you from growing. Don't hold grudges. Man, you gotta forgive. And I know something, some faults or some, I can't think of the biblical word they say, but some things that happen against you. If an ought is brought against you, there you go. Don't be stealing my stuff. Don't let the past keep you from growing. Don't let it keep you from becoming better. All right, I'm gonna put it in. I'll put the website in the chat, the Legacy Walker Network chat, so you can have offense. That's the word. Yes, if an offense happened, yes, make sure you are not letting it. That you're forgiving. Man, you gotta forgive. And if the offense, like I said, some offenses are huge. I'm not minimizing. I know some are huge. Some are huge. Some of you just are hard to just get through because it's not really about getting over. Because you never forget stuff. Like we want to. Like, man, if I could just say I forgive you and just just not let it be on me and not see you in that. It'll be a great disappointment. Right. Right. You can forgive without reconnecting. You can. You definitely can. Disappointments, definitely. But you have to, I'm sorry, guys, I was trying to find the thing. But yeah, you have to be able to not let those connections, those relationships, keep you from growing. Because what happens though, like we always use McNair. If I'm at the same church with McNair, if we have a falling out, and it's big, like I can't let it go, like it's hard, but I forgive, but I'm still going to the church, McNair's over the choir, so I got to look at this dude that I don't like every Sunday. She said, "Oh, can I disagree? Can I disagree? If that's a question, of course you can. But yeah, it's if there's an issue going on, like I need to find a way to forgive, or even what they say, take your ought to your brother, or your offense, try to have the conversation. And the forgiveness is, sometimes tell them I forgive you. And you can't, the thing is you can't hang up your forgiveness on them, saying sorry as well, or forgiving you, not forgiving you, but saying sorry, they apologize. Because they may not feel like they had anything to apologize for. Because then you're stuck. Then what do you do with that? So you gotta forgive. You gotta forgive, find a way to let it go. It was like, cool, I forgive you. You may not agree that you offended me, but you did. But I forgive you. And you got to do it in your heart. You got to just find a way to let it go. Find a way to move forward. Find a way to do something. He said, I guess, I guess it depends on what, okay, I guess you're saying about reconnect. Right. Sam said, you can forgive without reconnecting. He said, I guess it depends on what it means to reconnect. To me, I'll say for myself, like I said, use McNair, like, we cool. We're part of Purposeful Forever. If something happened, if it was like, I guess, super offensive, he might lead the group, or even if we stick together, we may not have such a close. I think it changes your relationship, right? Like I said, there's 4 people, my wife or 3 people, my wife and my kids, who are the closest to me. And then you have your friends that you can, that you have your inner circle of people. And I think if one of them offends, and you can't really come to an agreement, I think it just changes the relationship. It doesn't mean I'll never talk to McNair again. It just means he won't be as close, because I may not be able to trust him. Depending on what happened, I'm able to trust him in that area because I got hurt. Like I don't want to put myself out there like that with our relationship. So I'll still stay connected, of course, have love for him because that's what the Bible says. Sometimes things happen because the season has changed, which means relationship has changed. Yeah, definitely. Like we've had several different brothers on the show and seasons change. I still love them. We still connect. I talk to them. But seasons change. So that's but we have to recognize, and I've talked about this in previous, just because a season change doesn't mean you don't have to talk to somebody anymore. If I leave a church, doesn't mean I don't have to talk to the people from the old church. Why does it seem like we're like gang members? Like I ain't part of your church, I ain't part of your set no more. Like we can't chat anymore, we can't talk. Like we still love the same God, like still get the same kind of preaching. So I think it's it's definitely it definitely has to change. It definitely has to be different. He said we don't have to hold on to any animosity. Yeah. And we have to be willing to just allow your relationship to change, and it doesn't have to disconnect. If anything that you're listening to today, just if a relationship shifts, seasons change, people leave. Their needs change, their ideas change. Some people like to hang out, they don't want to hang out anymore. So they just don't hang out any longer. So we have to get in that space where we are positioned to forgive and allow people's seasons to change, and not get hurt when someone's just not as connected anymore. Let that one sink. When someone's just not as connected as they were, being able to move forward, because I'm going through that, so being able to let people, just move forward, and it's rough when you've had a connection, because sometimes, connections happen. You want to know what happened, what's wrong, but you have to just accept sometimes the season change, they change, situations change. And then, the connection you thought you had that was tight, may not have been as tight. What's that like? Elaborate. Hey, good morning, Keita. Good morning. You late? No, I'm just picking because I know her personally. I just pick with her. It's what's elaborate on the question you're asking me because with the delay. But yeah, so the connections that you have, they change. So you sometimes we may have a closer relationship in my mind. Yeah, man, that maturity is right there. And honestly, maturity in that is not about age. The older I get, the more I realize it is not about age. You got 60-year-old babies. It's not about age, man. It is that shift. You said going through that now. What's that like? Oh, so it's trying to continuously build. So Sam said from my podcast, people, you said you're going through that now. What's that like? She said, elaborate. I like to read the whole thing so they can understand what I'm speaking from. That's it's trying to keep the old connection, trying to reach out or trying to stay connected when, for whatever reason, the relationship has changed and the connection is not as strong. And in my mind, I thought the connection was stronger, but, for them, it might not have been, if that makes sense. So I have to accept the fact that the relationship has just changed, for me anyway, on my end, and not hold a grudge, not make up in my mind that they've done something wrong or I've done something wrong, just realizing that in this space right now, a season has changed until words are spoken or a way that we get clarity in it, not to let it hinder what I'm doing. Because real talk, if I let every shift in relationship hinder me, this broadcast will be over. Like real talk. This brother legacy will be gone. But I've had to realize seasons change, things shift, schedules change. Everything, people aren't in the same space they used to be. People aren't always doing the same things. People aren't in the same mindset. You know what I'm saying? Because when like you ever start out thinking, you ever join a ministry and you're like, yeah, this is gonna be, long time, and then things shift. It's not like it's not always the church go bad. It's just, your focus shifts, your life shifts, and sometimes you move, things change. And we've got to understand when seasons change, some of the connections, the level of connections change as well. We don't have the same connections. And we have to be able to let those connections change, but not hold a grudge, if that makes sense. We can't hold a grudge because of a connection change. It can hurt sometimes. You're like, oh man, I was hoping, but it's on you. That's on you. That was what you was thinking. Yeah, you wrong. So you gotta let the season change. Gotta let your connections change, because life happens, man. Life happens, and people are different. And McNair put it, you just have to mature. Like I'm getting there. I'm getting, like I said, I'm not a grudge holder. Like something will irritate me for a little while, but then I just kind of let it go. I let it go. I don't. Yeah, it's just who I am. I don't have the capacity to hold stuff. Like I think I've taught myself that a long time ago, going through, growing up. I've had friends hurt and things of that nature. But yeah, I don't let the grudges, I don't let these things hold me back. I don't let it keep me from being better. And I don't, because it can happen. He said, unless it's a bad kid. Right. I could say a lot about that. But yeah, definitely. Yeah, don't hold grudges. It's not healthy, man. It's just, it takes up, what they say, it takes up room in your mind for no reason. You just always just thinking about what this person done or what they did. And the worst is, to see them, on a regular, wherever especially if it's like work, because, gotta work. Like, I can't stand them, and it just eats you up every time, and it throws you off. You're having a great day till you see them, and you're gonna see them because either they're gonna walk past your office, they over there, wherever they at. Then your interactions are like, you're gonna meet in the break room. I want to knock McNair's lunch right on the floor. So, eating that salmon, can't stand him. But you gotta let it go. You gotta let it go, because if you're continuously carrying, it affects you more, right? It affects you a lot. It affects you a lot, and it keeps you from growing. It keeps you from becoming better. It does. And I know you're like, I got better. I'm better without them. There you go. Holding that grudge. I'm better. You just and it formulates into anger, because now, like I said, if you got to see them all the time, now you're just angry. Why are you so angry at work? Because you're holding on. You're holding that anger for every time you see them. Right? It could be a strain, even because you could be holding on to something that others could have. Right? Always. Man, ain't even thinking about me. He ain't thinking about me. Matter of fact, he's like, what up? I'm like, whatever. Like I'm holding on to this nonsense from 3 years ago. 3 years ago. Like it's crazy. We should never, never hold a grudge. You should never hold a grudge. And sometimes you just, and like I said, if you have an art, you're supposed to take to your brother, put your gift, take to your brother, and try to hash it out. Sometimes there's no hashing. They may not apologize. You just gotta, like, I forgive you. I forgive you. I just say what I'm gonna say, and then we feel like, you tripping. you know, I just had to say it out loud. And just, you got to find your way through it. Like, I've gotten away from saying get over it because there's no really getting over it stuff. You just got to find your way to plow through and to move forward from an incident, move forward from an offense, move forward from a disappointment, a situation, and be able to grow, man. You can't, and then take the plunge with your next connection, but don't get scared. Like, they cool, connect. And then if it falls off, like, well, I guess it just wasn't meant to be, as long as I wanted it to be. You hear me? I wanted this relationship to be longer than this, but it wasn't meant to be. They're gone. Let it go. You know what I'm saying? That's and then build new connections. If you get stuck in, man, I don't ever want to be hurt again, you would never connect with anybody. Never. Never, ever, never. Never build a partnership. Never build a group. Never. You can't. It's like, I know that you can't take it personal, but I get it. You're gonna take it personal. So the fact that because you're personally invested in something. So when people say don't take, it's your heart. If you really putting your passion into stuff and building a relationship, it's always gonna be your heart there. But you gotta learn to whatever, you gotta learn to let it go. It kind of become a process. Like, okay, I see them, you see the signs. Honestly, I'm at the point, I see the signs. Oh, they drifted. That's right. Sometimes you gotta let Gary go. I'm gonna find Gary. No, I'm holding that one. So you have to be able to, you got to be able to let go, and now we'll be able to build connections. And like I said, you can see the signs. Like, like Brothers Legacy, I see drifting. I'm like, okay, cool. Connections changing. I check for the signs now. Like, I'm more aware now. I thought you were better than that. Now, you might. Oh man, but yeah, it's those grudges, man. Those grudges, and like I said, with connections, just gotta find a way to move forward and not allow 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, 8. Can we keep it real? Bad connections keep you from connecting with anybody else. That's the thing. It's gonna happen dozens of times. You just gotta figure out how to reconnect on a phone that no one else has the number to, but yet rings a whole lot. A whole lot. Yo, I got Spectrum, and I think they recycle the same numbers. So oh man, but yeah, it's interesting. Like, just being able to build connections, and like I said, things are gonna change. Seasons are gonna change, and that's the thing. You gotta let the season change. This is like different than an offense. This is just relationships change, seasons change. I don't know how many have you had jobs and you like leave it and you like, yeah, we're gonna stay connected. You're not, because you're connected by this job. You're connected by this job. I come in here every day. I found a friend at the work at my job. What up, Rich? I found, that's and found, it's like a work friend. That's all they are. Like, we never really hung out outside of work, but coming here, seeing you makes working easier. Cause we cool. we trip out, we joke about the boss, we get things done, and it makes my day easier. That's all. That's what this connection is about. And I think about it like this, just about work. When I leave here, I ain't really thinking about you. But when I come in, it's all about you. So and then they leave, and they're just like, yeah, we're gonna call. Because we don't have any outside connections. We got ear connections. We don't have any outside connections. So know the relationships you have sometimes, and understand the circles of people that you're connected to, and be willing to let them go. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. All right. So I appreciate you guys rocking and hanging with us. Another edition of the Brothers of Legacy, or just the brother. I appreciate you for being here. Hopefully, I'm holding it down just like we have all my brothers here. Hopefully, this conversation has helped you in any way, shape, or form. This is an interesting kind of, it's part of some of the topics that you put, brother. This is an interesting subject. I think it's difficult depending on the extent of your past because of, oh yeah, man, listen. Mama Corey, great broadcast, AD Surprise. Appreciate you. Thank you. I appreciate that a whole lot. Yeah, like I said, some past stuff is deep. It's deep. Like I don't make it light. I know some are like surface, you can kind of, but some are like real deep. It takes a little more work to get through. But yeah, but the thing is, that's right. I got it. Oh, great conversation, much needed. Thank you, Lisa. She said, "You got this, baby. One man, one mic." So yeah, it can get challenging. But the thing is, right, Rich, if you know your blockage, right, and you know it's deep, then you get the professional help needed to dig deep for you. You get it? Like just talking to your past is not going to be enough. Just talking to others is not going to be enough. You need to get that therapy to get at what's blocking you. Now, check this out. Before I leave, posted on a page for Friday's show on the wall named iconic song for 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. I got you. Check this out. A therapist can't help you unless you reveal what's really hindering you. Therapists don't really, they can't, they're not like doctors. Like you're saying, it's hurting somewhere around here. They start pushing. But then maybe so. They start, you got to tell them your pain points. You got to tell them what's holding you back. Therapy doesn't work unless you are clear in what you're trying to fix. And I want to make that clear because I just felt like I need to say that because, going to therapy is great. But if you're not having the conversations about the things that are really holding you back, then you're wasting your time. You're wasting your time because the therapist says, "Okay, so what'd you come to see me here for? What'd you come see me today for? Just like the doctor. What'd you come? What's the problem? What's happening? What needs to change? What needs to get fixed? And they can only fix what you tell them to fix. They can only dig into what you tell them to dig into. Now, granted, you have long conversations, they'll get around to it. They'll start asking the question because they'll see certain things like, "Tell me about your childhood," and they'll start digging into that. "Tell me about your first relationship," and they'll start digging. And they'll, well, the problem is this, but you gotta go in wanting to fix a particular thing, right? If you have a blockage or a fear or something you can't just press past and it's hindering you and you go to therapy, you got to tell the therapist this thing is, and be honest. Sometimes we're not honest. But that's a whole nother conversation. We're not honest with ourselves. We're not transparent. We don't discuss it. We don't put it out there. That's what's hindering us. You're hindered because you're not putting it out there. Listen, depends on what services available. Talking therapies aren't always available. CBT therapy, just therapy, Freud therapy, trauma therapy. You got to find the right therapist because each therapist specializes in something else. Each therapist are great at certain things and not so great at others because they're, it's a holistic therapy is a holistic thing, meaning it's education plus experience. That's what education plus experience, and because they don't do drugs and things like that, so they can give you what they know and what they've experienced or what they've seen, and a lot of people that have been around a long time, the practices, they're better because they've seen a lot of cases and situations, and I'm sure they've gotten things wrong and they fixed them, so therapy's holistic. So yeah, you have to be mindful. Yes, Shaker said, "Oh, what a thing where we weave when we practice to deceive." Yes, indeed. All right, guys. So we appreciate you guys rocking here, being here, being a part. Look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. What's tomorrow? Thursday. Yes, Thursday. Thursday. Tomorrow we will be talking about let's see. Let me change that. Splitty splow. Tomorrow we'll be talking about not sure yet. Maybe pushing. Maybe pushing and inspiring and motivating. Because we're pushing past, but we might talk about more so on achievement. But make sure you share. Make sure you share. Make sure you let everybody know that the brothers are in the building. We're about change. We're about getting our brothers to be more active in the community. And we're helping our sisters as well. So as you can see. So make sure you share this broadcast with any and everybody. And if you're on a podcast, if you listen to podcasts, make sure you check us out on the podcast, The Brothers of Legacy. Just type it in. It'll come right up. You'll see this logo. Ding. It'll come right up. And that's it. So yeah, that's it. That's all. Appreciate you, Mark. This was a good subject. Have a blessed day. Yes, indeed. And we look forward to seeing you guys same time, same channel. Be blessed. Keep pushing. Keep growing. Know that purpose is in you. Greatness is before you. Destiny is waiting. I haven't said that in a long time. All right. See you in the AM.
As always, we love you. Know that God loves you more. Stay safe. Thank you guys for hanging, being Make sure sharing is caring. All of my replay peoples that watch in the background that I know see this show.